Hello people, I'm Symbolic in my newest account, and this time I'm going to tell you about the Warzone Expedition Day, which is not to be confused with Alliance Expedition, that it's another event coming after. And it is not related to Strongest Warzone event. Okay, Warzone Expedition is also known as Kill Event or Zone vs Zone. It occurs once per 2 weeks in Sundays to finish every rotation of strongest Warzone matchmaking. This means the first week against a server will be restrained groundhog event on Sunday, and the second week that will be against the same server will be Warzone Expedition on that Sunday. This last is on what I'm going to focus on this video. In first place, there are 4 ways to make points. Those are insect upgrade, defeat enemy soldiers, hold squirrels, and gather in enemy zone. The insect thing is the same that happens during groundhog hunt, and you can always check that in the colony action schedule in the Sunday, where you can upgrade their stars, capture them, produce further and use it. Nothing new. I will make a better insect guide after, because the last I did had some technical issues. It can be heard well and I didn't make a pattern to follow. Okay, for the second point, there is important thing to consider as server, and it's that since the squirrel battle mechanic was added, the developers added a perma-shield system for all that day. So, inactive people won't need to use shield because it's automatic, and it has been for months. So, there's no way that they would like to remove it now. But it still could be good to keep it in mind. Of course, the higher the tier of the troops you defeat, the more points you earn. But it's the same for the opponent. So, you must be careful with the points that you could be giving. You should only keep fighting an opponent if you know that you are winning more points. How to seize that? Simple. According to the amount of soldiers and their tier. Be careful with your garrison when you go to fight. If your main troop can't resist a specific attack, why your smaller ones could do? Consider it, because you will be giving extra points. You can also use the toxic fungi trick for heavy balanced matches, setting your 3 weaker troops with one ant outwards in the garrison. This troop must be upwards in the garrison order to hit with the toxic fungi 3 times, and then go with your something like this. You put your pro unit, and here you put only one. So use it. You put the troops like that, with only 1 or 3 ants, it doesn't matter, and that will make the opponent to get hit 3 times by the fungi, this one, and when it's time to fight with your troop, the troop of the opponent will be weakened first. So it will help you a little if your toxic fungi is in a good level. Mine isn't very high yet, but soon it will be. So the best way to make points for stronger players is to hunt full garrison players and follow the third point in a certain way, and that is the squirrel battle. The squirrels are the 4 plant look-alike things in the swamp. which can be held by players of any of both servers in any side. Yeah, in any side. And this gives a buff that lasts during 4 hours, adding combat speed and an important amount of attack and defense as well. As I said before, players can station one troop for each squatters, and squatters can hold up to 30 troops. The problem is that this is the favorite food from whales, who usually go there and sweeps out a lot of players with a single strike, taking a lot of points. So it is not recommended to go when any of those players are hunting around, and it's important to keep them identified, sharing the reports in zone and keep the communication for their coordinates. There's also a system which allows you to localize the top 50 players in the daily scoreboard that could help you to plan your next move. I forgot to mention that there's a button in the Warzone board that will let you to go to enemy zone using advanced teleport, which you can get free by doing third stage of colony actions during the week. Okay, so the stronger players should fight the squitters, or just Angel versus Angel, canning for reinforcement and those funny things. But how can weaker players help without giving more points than what they earn? There comes the fourth option, which is habitually the most determinant to win a fight, ironically. Gathering resources in enemy zone, and only in enemy zone. The worst mistake that servers do in Warzone Expedition is to gather in their own zone, because enemy players take points by defeating troops, and players wins nothing more than a few resource gathering. In enemy zones, points are exponentially increased compared to score progression of Gather Day on Tuesdays, allowing a single player with an average zone development to get more than 2G points or 2,000 million points during that day only gathering. It's still better if they send tier 1 or tier 2 carriers, because it's increases the troop load and reduces the risk of giving points by getting defeated. As you know well, the lower the tier of the soldiers, the lower the points given. Stronger players that are not fighting in the squitters or against no-shielded enemy heals can scout the enemy zone, looking for enemies that want to attack the piles being gathered by people from the server. And of course, they can also hit the piles being gathered from people of enemy server, because those are free points. You must be careful when before an attack. To identify the troops from enemy server, you can check the name of the player. It will be written in red letters. So, must be careful to avoid attacking a player from your own server. The Queen level leaderboards and the ranking through all the days of the 2 weeks can give a clue about who are the players that's better to stay away from them. So, I repeat for a last time. Stronger players will fight the squitters and other angels, harassing hypes or weaker players. Luring also helps. It means to set reinforcement to an unshielded player from the alliance and make the opponent bounce with an unknown and unexpected reason for them. Weaker players go gathering scattered through the enemy map. And a little reminder is that don't look for problems that you can't deal with alone. And don't give free points to the enemy. So, that's all by now. I wish you the best for the wars coming, and I hope that this video was useful for that. I'm Symbolic, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye bye.